How so?
In 2000, I considered myself a movement candidate. And, I think with, the activity in the Mission District, artists organized, you had nonprofits and small businesses getting exited out of the city at a pretty rapid pace. And then there was a pretty big backlash to the policies of Willie Brown in the city. So I came into office very much a movement politician, and there was a little movement happening in the city. And so I'm an activist legislator, and I am unapologetic, and I do what I want based on what I believe, and I speak my mind pretty freely.
Do you really?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
And when the movement receded a bit, I was still out there, on the barricade, pushing the envelope, speaking my mind and pushing the issues that I was concerned about, but kind of got flanked, if you will, with the movement receding. So I'm a movement politician without really a movement.
Okay.
They got me at City Hall for 2 more years, and I'm going to be, as the Chronicle likes to write it, an outspoken critic of the mayor if I feel like the mayor's policies are wrong. And I'm not going to compromise my principles, and I'm not going to sell out people that I care about. And that's what I'll do for 2 more years, and then after that I'll go do something else.
Very good. So do you agree
with that said?
Yeah, with that said, okay. There's more.
We also have developed a higher level of sophistication in progressive politics in San Francisco. And so back in 2000, when we got these campaigns going, we didn't have much of a network. We didn't have very established political organizations and institutions. Now we, I think, very smartly have taken over the Democratic Party in San Francisco. Former board president Aaron Peskin now chairs the San Francisco County Democratic Central Committee, the Democratic County Central Committee, which is DCCC, which is an important post that folks don't know a lot about. But with the Obama movement, we also were able to take over the local party, which is important because people in San Francisco trust that name brand. So in doing that, and then in fielding really good candidates for supervisor this fall, we were able to hold on to control of the Board of Supervisors, which is a really big deal if the other side, the more moderate side, the pro-business side, has the mayor's office, which they've had ever since, the Agnos years.
Okay. So the question is, you have the board here, you have the mayor here. Are you going to be meeting? Is this more of a board that's going to be friendlier to trying to make a connection here? I mean, is it going to happen, do you think?
The article that I just posted on Fog City Journal yesterday, and the substance of much of the board meeting yesterday was New Spirit of Cooperation, My Ass.
Nice.
That was the title of it.
So that would be my answer. Like my ass.
FogCityJournal.com.
FogCityJournal.com, yeah.
I think
Luke
I'm still on the front page somewhere.
Okay.
But obviously, new supervisors come in. It's the Obama era. They want to talk about a new spirit of cooperation, and the olive branch extended to the mayor's office. And the mayor's smart, so he's there at the swearing in. He talks about wanting to work with the board collaboratively. But the mayor's engagement with the new board is a lot like the Republicans and the United States Senate and the House of Representatives and Obama. You can talk about working with the other side, but talk's cheap. We've seen 3 vetoes in the last month and a half from the mayor. He has poo-pooed our idea for a special election and for a new engagement of talks around budget cuts. He's not even around, out and about running for governor. And so, the talk is a little bit different, but that's just because, there's new people there. I assume, if 8 years from now and all the new guys have been there for 8 years with the cumulative experience, they'd probably talk a lot more like me.
And as you talk, my ass. This kind of stuff. This kind of like, do you agree with people saying that you're difficult, that you're out there? You're like, come on, rawr.
Is that not how people talk?
No, that's true. But
that's how everybody I know talks.
Okay.
But I guess I mix in different circles than than other folks.
Do you think more people should be more passionate and more outspoken in what they believe, or do you think you need to tune it down a little bit? Do you ever go over that line and go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, done that, yelled that loud? None of it just ever come out?
I mean, look, if you have engaged and, and put your heart and yourself into something and you don't make a mistake now and again, then you're really not engaging fully. It's like I have a little boy, he's 4 years old, and he'll get upset or embarrassed if he falls down but look, if he is not out there,
True.
Testing his limits, and whatnot, then he's not going to fall. But is that good? I don't. No, you got to get out there and mix it up a little bit.
That's true.
So certainly, if I had it to do over again, there are things that I would have done over. Probably wouldn't have told that landlord lobbyist to fuck off when he was heckling me, which then moved the whole censure Chris Daly movement at the board, which only got a couple of votes, by the way, didn't pass.
Okay.
Certainly I wouldn't have I wouldn't have done it that way if I had to do it over again. But I don't feel bad about it because I'm in there mixing it up, and it needs to be mixed up.
Yeah, it does.
I like it. If folks think everything is good the way it is, then you should look for elected officials and leaders that are very calm and sedate and aren't pushing for changes.
Good.
And so I'm sure there are a lot of people that are fine with things the way they are. I'm not.
That's good. I appreciate it. I mean, personally, I think that it's good. I like to see it mixed up. I like to see it challenged, because if you don't challenge something, you're just status quo, and that's not what San Francisco is about.
I hope not.
It's not.
And if it is, we all got to get out of here.
It's true. I'm moving. So what are you most proud of that you've done since you've been in?
Well, I'm proud of a lot of things. I've been there 8 years, so there's been a lot of stuff. But I'm probably proudest of some of the things that don't get talked about too much. We got the school district to build a new school in South of Market, Bessie Carmichael School, which is now K through 8. It's a beautiful school. The kids there are wonderful. When I was first elected, you used to have some community meetings there. The kids were going to school literally in World War II era bungalows, leaky roofs, and these were largely Filipino, Latino kids, almost entirely, kids of color, and from the east side of San Francisco. Yeah. And you can't kill the spirit of those kids, but you could tell that they knew that they weren't being treated respectfully. And so we got a brand new school there. It's beautiful. And the park, which is Victoria Manalo Drives Park, very proud of that, which is where the old school was. And so we helped make that happen. And just the grind. It's not particularly pleasant when you're in it, but year in and year out we have these budget fights, and do we cut this health clinic, and do we cut these AIDS programs? I've been able, by being there and just in the mix and in the grind, we've been able to save a lot of important services, and I'm proud of that.
Would you want your son to get into politics?
Hell no. Look, I hope that I'm the kind of parent that supports, whatever choices my kids make. You want to have, the world of opportunities available to your kids, and give them, the love and support that they need, and then hope they make the right choices. But I wouldn't recommend anyone get involved in electoral politics. It's just because it's just not pleasant.
It's not pleasant. Last question.
But if that's what they want to do,
okay.
Then I'll
support them if he wants to.
My kids are much more artistic.
Oh, okay. With the dark colored paints?
Music and so maybe they'll rebel against their dad and become artists.
Of course they will. That's what kids do. That's their job. That was really wonderful. It was a great, surprising interview, Chris. Because you didn't run out, you didn't try to strangle me or anything. It was actually very enjoyable.
Who knew? And I didn't leave the frame, which I kept threatening to do before.
You're really, really bouncing around the frame though, and coming into my frame as well. Anyway, I just want to say thank you very much for being on our show. Supervisor Chris Daly, thank you very much. This has been SF Live. My name is Christina Marie Flores. Good night.